test drive. All in emotion. Just the one. Just the one. It's you. See, you done 46 likes already. See, you done 59 likes already. Hey guys, how you doing? Just getting set up and sharing around. So, just going to be doing a sticky toffee pudding tonight from scratch. And I'm a professional chef and been chefing for about 20 years. And I'm just sharing it around to let everyone know that we are live. So, how you doing? How is everyone? How is everyone? Guys, if you know anyone that loves cooking, get sharing straight away and let them know that we're live. I've got all the ingredients behind me. I'm going to do a sticky toffee pudding tonight, so don't miss out. Going to do a little bit of butchery as well. I went down the butcher earlier and got a load of meat in, which I'd normally have for the month, and I'm going to butcher it all up. I've got got a leg of lamb, got some chickens, got some fillet, I've got some pork mince, which I'm going to bag down into little portions as well. So, you know, if you like a bit of food, hi Kerry, how you doing? Share with your friends and let them know that we are going to be cooking tonight. If you haven't met me before, my name's Anthony and I'm a professional chef, been a chef for over 20 years. I trained in London, at Westminster Kingsway College, which is the same as like Jamie Oliver and Ainsley Harriott and Anthony Royal Thompson and all those sort of lot. Also worked in London, worked in a load of gastropubs and restaurants, and now I'm a head chef at a vineyard. So I get the evenings off and I get to do some cooking at home for you lovely people. Hey Thistle, hey Ree, how you doing? How is everyone? Just saying, you know, get sharing around if anyone loves food, and get some more people into the live before we get started. And I'm about to start another poll for you guys, so you can, I've just started a poll for you, just so you can vote for what you'd like to see in the next live, which will be on Friday at 6 o'clock. Do you cook with wine? I do, yes. We, funny enough, we're quite lucky. We get to use a lot of the wine. So a lot of the quality control wines that they do for testing, we get to use it in the kitchen. So no waste at all, and they keep a lot of the sugars in the bottle as well, which gives it a very unique flavour than a normal bottle of wine. It's amazing to use it. So all the testing wine that they give to us hasn't even got a label on it. It's just literally in a plain bottle. So. You like my apron, thank you very much. Yeah, this was a birthday present that I've got given to me in March by my other half. I love it. It's a nice real thick leather, real durable. Hopefully it'll last me a good amount of years, other than those cloth ones that only last about a year. So yeah, definitely worth every penny. So how is everyone all doing? 143 of you already. So guys, we've had some ingredients already weighed out, ready for tonight. I don't know if you saw my story already. I'd already posted it earlier, just so you know exactly what we've got going on for the recipe. So if you want to know what the recipe is, go and hit on my stories after, and you can write it down, and you know exactly what the recipe was for each of the components that I'm making tonight. So we got some eggs, 4 eggs. This is for the sponge, by the way. We got 500 grams of dark brown sugar. I've got 500 grams of self-raising flour, which has been sifted. Thank you, Pink, that's really kind of you. Also 250 grams of butter, which is room temperature, so it's a little bit softer at the moment. 500 grams of pitted dates. They're the dried ones, not the fresh ones, don't need to use fresh ones. 500 ml of water. We've got some bicarbonate of soda. What that does is it breaks down some of the the dates to bring the sort of sweetness and toffiness of the dates out. Got a little bit of vanilla extract, which I want to use up into the sponge. So that's all the ingredients just for the sponge. And then over here we have got, for the sauce, We got, how much was that? 450ml of double cream, 125 grams of butter. I think I've done 200 grams of dark brown sugar, and we're going to use 100ml of golden syrup. And then I've got half of a vanilla pod in there, which I'm also going to chuck in for a bit of extra flavour. And a little bit of a secret, we're going to add a little bit of salt into the butterscotch sauce as well. It just helps balance the sweetness out. Otherwise this dish is just like super sweet. So adding a little bit of salt in it just sort of balances out and makes it a lot nicer and more enjoyable to eat. A little bit of salt in a dessert doesn't hurt, and it's actually really, really nice. So let's get, first of all, we've got to cook our dates down a bit. So I've got a pan here. Just going to chuck in the dates into the pan as they are. And also I'm going to put in the water that we have measured out. I'm going to get that on the go straight away and boil it up. So get this stove on. It's on number 9 out of 9. So how are we doing? Have I missed any comments? Let's go. Screenshot the recipe. Yeah, definitely. Screenshot the recipes if you want to know what the recipe is, guys. So it's on my story. It's all there. Go and have a look. Share it around if anyone else likes the recipe. So I'm also in the water with the dates. I'm just going to put the vanilla in there as well. It's all going together. It's about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And also, what we're going to start. So luckily enough, I've got a KitchenAid here. If you haven't got one, you can use one of these hand whisks, you know, with the dual barrel. Or if you're really old school, you're going to have to use a wooden spoon in a bowl and really beat it around. But you know, these day and age, most people have got some kind of mixer that they can use. So I'm going to put in here, got the butter. That's going in. Just going to break it down a bit, just so it makes it easier for it to be whisked up. It's soft enough. This one. It's been left out for a while, so it's at room temperature. If you've forgotten to get the butter out, then what you can do is you can just pop it in the microwave for a little bit, just to slightly soften it, but don't melt it. Otherwise, it just sort of clarifies the butter, and you don't want that to happen. And the Kenwood mixer. This is a KitchenAid mixer, this one, pink. In with the butter, we're going to put all of the sugar as well. So that's all going in. I'm going to start getting that going just like that. That's called creaming together. So the butter and the sugar all whisk up nice and light. So get that going. Whilst the dates are cooking down here, as you can see. So they're just coming up to the boil now, induction hob, so it's nice and fast. So, and what we want to do is when these have been boiling for a bit, and the dates start to soften, we're going to add 3 teaspoons of bicarbonate of soda into here, and then stir it at the same time. And what that does, it will break down all the toffiness out of the date and break down the date as well, so it goes all nice and soft. So, how are we doing on here? How long does it take to make? I'd say from start to finish, it takes about 45 minutes in the oven. Sometimes it might take a little bit more, it depends on how the oven's performing at the time. But around about an hour. Most of my videos that I do are around about an hour and 15 minutes. So just getting that going. What I'll do is, before I put the eggs into it, I'll just show you the consistency of what's in the machine as well. I've been down the butcher today. So whilst it's baking, I'm going to be doing some butchering, and I've got loads of meat here. I've got some fillet steak because it was on offer. I've got a whole leg of lamb here which I need to bone out. I've got 2 chickens, and I've got some pork mince which I'm just going to break down as well. And also, guys, don't forget to go on the poll and start voting for what you'd like to see on Friday. We've got either a chili con carne. Thank you guys for the gifts, that's really nice. We've got a chili con carne which we can make on Friday, or I thought we could make a pork ragu pasta. as well, which is another dish we can do. So that's just come together now. Just going to scrape the sides down just slightly. So just give you a little look at the camera, what's going on. So it's just creaming together slightly in there. It won't come out really light because there's more sugar than there is butter in there. But that's how it is at the moment. And now what I want to do is just put that back on. And now I'm going to add 4 eggs into this and get that going as well. Sticky toffee is one of those really easy recipes if you know how to do it. If you've done it a few times, really easy to knock together. It's probably one of the easiest sponges and desserts to make. So that's 4 eggs in there. Ooh, got a little bit of shell in there, and just take that out. There we go. There we go. Dropped a little bit of shell in there, but I've got it out, luckily. And then we're just going to whisk that up until it's nice and light now. And I'm going to scrape the edges down a little bit. Dates are just becoming a little bit softer down here. I'm going to bring this over a bit, the camera. Hopefully you'll be able to see a bit better than like this. How's that, guys? You see a bit better like that? So, got a wooden spoon. Just going to give them a little mix and have a little feel, see how they're doing. Some of them are a little bit firm still. Just going to boil it a little bit more. But not far off. This, in the meantime, is nearly whipped up. Just gonna scrape the sides down again. Make sure it's all incorporated together nicely. That's nearly done. Hey Robin, how you doing, mate? How you doing? Thanks for coming in. So these dates are nice and soft now. What we're going to do to make them even softer, we're going to add in 3 teaspoons of bicarbonate of soda, not baking powder, bicarb. And just going to turn this down a bit so you don't want to burn it. So medium heat, just going to put 3 in there. You'll see it bubbling up in a second. And you'll see all this. See those bubbles? That means it's breaking down the dates and to bring all that lovely toffiness out. I'm going to turn it off because we won't need to cook that down anymore. There we go. Just keep mixing that. Press. Oh, I can hear something. One minute. Sorry? Oh. Oh, guys, you smashed the goal already. Thank you so much. I didn't even realise. Let's chuck some corn in there. There we go. Thank you so much. There we go. Right, so I don't know if you can see this properly because it's quite a dark mix. There we go. So you can see that's quite like toffee-like now, like that. And that's now the main flavour for the sticky toffee pudding. Most people don't even know that in sticky toffee pudding there's dates. They just think it's toffee. But the toffiness comes from the dates. And then by adding the bicarb in there, it really does bring it all out and all the flavours that we need. So, just going to let that chill out a little bit. Just slightly, we don't have to wait too long for it. But in the meantime, I've got this tray here, which I'm going to use to bake the sticky toffee in. And I want to line it underneath, and then we're going to put some on top after as well. And the little trick here is, you know, some people, they try and push it in like that and it keeps popping out, So what you want to do is just stir it up, like that. and then pull it out again. And what that does is it makes it a bit more easier to push into the corners. And you can just push it around like that. It just helps to get it in the corners of the tray. And then when the mix goes in there, they'll also press it down as well. So that should give you a little tip for how to do that. And then I've got another piece. What we're going to do is I'm going to put a few slashes into it. And what I mean by that, and why I mean to do that, is most ovens, because it takes a little bit of time to cook this one in the oven, we don't want the top to burn before cooking the centre. So what I tend to do is I just put a few slashes into the paper like that. So what we're going to do is when the mix is in there, we're just going to lay that on the top, and then that will stop it from burning. So, Agnes, you're in the way of my life. So, dates are broken down nicely now. They've cooled down just slightly. So you see all that toffee flavour in there now. And the mix in the machine now is also all whipped up with the eggs and the butter and the sugar. You see that? And what we're going to do now is we're going to add the flour in here and the dates, and then just carry on mixing it, and then we're going to get it into the tray and into the oven. So let's get that back on here. And get the mix in there. And also the sifted flour, the self-raising flour. Let's bring this back up, guys. It'll probably be easier. There we go. And move this out of the way. Get that in the here as well. I'm just going to put it on a slow speed to start off with, just to incorporate it before we whisk it up a little bit more. Because if you go full speed ahead, that flour is just going to go all over you, all over the kitchen. So just get that nice and slow first, and then we can increase the speed slightly, just like so, just until it's incorporated. Tidy up around. Get this over here. It doesn't take any more than that. You don't need to whisk it for that long. It looks like quite a runny mix, but you want that to be, it's quite a moist cake. I hate using that word on live as well. It's quite a juicy cake inside. It's not the driest of cakes. So that's the mix, like that. Nice and dark, nice and sort of toffee-like. I'm going to get it into this tray just down here now. I'm just going to pour this in, like so. And try and scrape out the bowl as much as possible into there. And then I'll show you how to put the paper on top before we put it into the oven. I wish I had my plastic spatula, but I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is on the board actually. Agnes, you want to lick the bowl? You coming to have the bowl? Come here, let me get some more in the tray first.
I'm going to lick the bowl.
You know, calm down.
No.
Calm down.
Can I lick it?
There you go. Look, do you want to go on the live and lick it? Look,
No.
look at that. Look, Aggie's eating the bowl.
Oh, I'm on my hair. Oh my god, I went on my hair.
You got it in your hair?
That's a bit of date.
A bit of date as well, isn't there? Right, guys. So, as you can see, it's in the tray now. Just give it a little tap just to, even it out in the tray. And then we're going to put this piece on top, just like so. Press it down on the top. Turn my hob off before it starts playing around. just like so. So pressing it all the way down on the top so it covers it. And what that's going to do is it's still going to rise, and the slashes that I put in the paper just help it to rise up still. So let's get that in the oven. There we go. So I put it in the oven. I'm going to give it about. I'm going to start off with 40 minutes at 170 degrees. And in the meantime, we can get the toffee sauce made. You can do a bit of butchery as well, whilst we're waiting for that. So it's not going to be just me standing here and doing nothing and just chatting to you guys. I wouldn't want to bore you. So let me just put some timer on. Hey Google, 40-minute timer.
All right, 40 minutes.
40 minutes, counting down, guys. So now Google's starting to talk to me about other craps now. So I don't need any of this anymore. And what we're going to do is make the toffee sauce. So I've got a little pan here, saucepan. And what I want to do is I've got 125 grams of butter, which I'm just going to put in there. I'm going to start that up on a. So here we go. 125 grams of butter going in there. And get this stove going. There we go. I'm going to put it on a general medium heat, I think, to start us off. I'm going to put about 100 ml of golden syrup when it wants to come to the end. Very slow. I'm just going to do this bit by eye, so I don't really. Most of the time I make this sauce, I don't even need to measure it. I've done it so many times. But we're going to put a load of about 100 ml of golden syrup in there. I prefer to use the Tate and Lyle golden syrup more, but I thought I had to use this up first. The Tate and Lyle one has so much more flavour, but this will do. This will do. I'm going to probably take a load of this sticky toffee into my work colleagues tomorrow. Sorry? You want to lick the golden syrup as well? Are you going to have any sticky toffee later? You'll be all sugared out. I'm just going to add the sugar in there as well. And guys, for the recipe of this, it's on my story. So if you want to know the recipe and all the weights, etc., go on my story as well, and you'll see it there as well. So don't panic that I haven't shown you. It's already done before we even started the live. Okay. So just going to bring this. Just melt all this together, and it's going to take a little bit of time just to get going. What we plan to do is dissolve the sugar, bring it up to the boil, and then what we're going to do then is add the cream in, then bring it up to the boil again, and just let it sort of come together. Very, very easy sauce to make. And just mix it all around, make sure it's all incorporated, and let's get it going. So I can turn it up now. I'm going to bring it up to full temperature. And get it going. 61 of you guys in there, that's amazing. Amazing. You must all be foodies. So, has anyone been taking notes already? Has anyone got their notepad? I'd love to know if you have got a notepad in your hand and you're taking notes as we're going. So, you can see this just starting to come to the boil already. Right, so just want to really bring that up now and make sure that all the sugar is dissolved and making like a sort of caramel. I'm going to add some vanilla into it as well. So I used this a couple of weeks ago. I had some vanilla on when I made a custard. If you were on one of my last lives, I've still got a half pod here. So what I'm going to do is just scrape the seeds out. Split down the middle. So you split down the middle, and what you want to do is just scrape out either side with your knife. So just like this. Yeah. Just going to turn this down a little bit so it's coming up to a good boil now. And guys, this sauce is like when you're boiling sugar, keep your hands well away. It's like molten. It will shred your skin off your fingers in a absolute moment. It's the worst burn you can get in the kitchen is your sugar burn, I would say. So I've just put the vanilla in there. And I'm also going to chuck in the shell as well, just for extra flavour, and we can pull that out later. So just going to bring that up to the boil a bit more. Make sure that sugar is really dissolved. The reason I'm tapping it is because I'm trying to listen for any like crispy bits on the bottom. You can normally tell if the sugar's dissolved or not. So just a little bit up. And what we're going to do in a sec is add this cream. Oh, something in the top there. Take that out. There we go. So we're just going to add some of this gradually, just like so. Give it a good stir first. And then add some more, give it a stir. And then I'm going in with the rest. And that is pretty much the sauce done. I'm just going to bring it up to the boil, and that will start to thicken slightly. And I'm going to add some sea salt, because that'll help balance out the sweetness of this whole dish. So I don't know if Illogical's in here, but he loves a good bit of sea salt. So I'm going to just put about a teaspoon into there. So it makes like a bit of a salted caramel sort of flavour. And it's always great. We put on salt on some of our desserts at work as well in the kitchen. At the moment we got a blackberry tort on there. And some of our sweets, because we work with wine and we're trying to match the dishes up with the wine, we don't want our desserts to be too sweet, because we don't do a dessert wine, so we have to try and be careful on how sweet we make our desserts. And we add a pinch of salt in here and there, or a squeeze of lemon, or we use yogurt instead of cream and things like that, just sort of bring the sour notes out. And it really does work out and make it a lot nicer to eat, and it's not so rich, especially after a 3-course meal. So guys, it's just coming to the boil. Sorry? I've got a question. Oh, sorry guys, let me just have a look. What's going on? It is, yes, it is an English dessert, as far as I'm aware. And yes, it's a full-on English dessert. Sticky toffee pudding you probably find it in most pubs and English restaurants around the country. I don't think many people haven't had a sticky toffee pudding in their life if they're from Britain. It's one of those favourites out there, and I don't actually know the history of it myself. I should go and look really and find out a bit more. But guys, the sauce is done. The sauce, here we go. It's nice and ready now. That is ready for the pudding later. So I'm just going to put that aside now, just to the back and out the way. And I'm going to clear up a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of butchery while we wait for the rest. And just check my sponge. My sponge is rising, so that's a good sign. All good so far. And have a little tidy up out of the way. So, how have you found it so much? How have you found it so far, guys? How have you found it so far? Hi guys, so 79 of you in there. So what I'm going to do is get my big chopping block over. We can do a bit of the butchery of all the meat that I picked up earlier. Get out of the way. Make a nice clean area. Bit of a spray down before we start. Nice clean area, bit of anti-bac. There we go. I'm just going to use this cloth underneath my board as well, just to stabilise my board when using it. And there we go, bring over the big block. Boom. Got a nice this is a filleted knife, but it's also great for doing meat as well, and boning out legs of lamb, etc. as well. So I'm going to use that tonight. Oh, really? Who is, sorry? Marion. Oh, hello Marion. See ya. As my other half's Hungarian friend in here now, watching the live. I just said hello in Hungarian. So, guys, I've got a nice leg of lamb in here, which I'm going to take the shank off the top, and then I'm going to bone out the leg in the meantime, and then we can make some steaks out of this. So, there's it's a quite a hard little job to do. There's a little knobbly bit just here. When you run your finger down, that's where we want to put the knife in, just to sort of go all the way around to take the shank off. So just want to go around like this. And then what I've got to do is find the joint to the knuckle and ease it out, because there's a tendon that holds it together, or a ligament. There it is, just there. Just comes off like that, and that's probably one cut you probably recognise in most restaurants, and most people have it as a minted lamb shank. So that would be a minted lamb shank that you would use. I might use that one day to do like a nice curry, or like a lamb curry, a braised lamb curry in a slow cooker or something like that. So I'm going to get a tray and we can start putting these bits on. One moment. So, the stove's not hot. I'll put putting the tray on there because it's an induction hob, so it only heats the pans. So I've got that bit there. And what we've got next is we've got all this bone around here, which we've got a bone around it, and just follow it around to take it out. And the bone runs from here right down to here. So it's like a diagonal across the lamb. So it's down here. So what we tend to do is start at the back end just here. And it's like a shoulder blade inside. And I have to concentrate a little bit more doing this, because butchery, funny enough, isn't my strongest thing, but I can still do it. Feeling like professional kitchens, most of the butchers do the work for you now, but it's not very often. You're so busy and we're so short-staffed, we don't actually get to do too much butchery. But it's still something good to do and to learn, especially for home, getting the full joints of meat, and it's so much cheaper to do the full joints of meat at home. So there's a bit of a ligament in there, take that out. And sorry if there's any vegans in here, I'm really sorry. This is definitely not the page for you to be on today, the live, I should say. So I do apologise, but I'm sorry but not sorry at the same time, because I love a bit of lamb. So guys, as you can see, I'm just working around the bone, lifting it so it lifts away from the meat, and what we're just working around it, and we're just going to get in there and pry it away and get around it. I'm just using my fingers to feel where the joints are. And where are you? There we are. Get under there. This is always the hardest bit to get out. This bit, the shoulder blade, around the shoulder. There we go. There's one bit of bone. You can use these, but if you want to make a lamb stock, don't waste these bits. You can roast them off and make a really nice lamb stock from that. And now I want to take the leg bone out. So I'm just going to go straight down. I'm not going to tunnel through it. I'm just going to take it straight out. Either side. Keeping as close to the bone as you can. Try and keep as much meat off it. Right, so I've butterflied it basically. You can see the bone just here. I'm just going to go down the back of it now, so it eases it away from the joint. just like so. So there's your lamb bone as well. And basically what we want to look for here now is it's made up of 3 muscles in here, and there's basically you could just rip it apart because there's like a sinew and lines that you can just go between and it should fall apart really. But I'm just going to use the knife just to generally open it up properly. So you'll probably see here, don't know if you can see that on camera, it's probably a bit gruesome. You can see these sinew lines and they just should pull away. Like so. Just use the knife just to help it away, following the lines. So we've got one part here, just going to do a little bit of trimming around it, take some of this sinew off. It will look a bit prettier later guys, I promise you. Just little bits of trimming here and there, taking any excess sinew and fat off that we don't need. It goes on here. So we've got love it. So that's one part of it. I'm going to dice that. I'm going to portion this into some little rump square cut steaks. And here I've got a bit of the bone, so I'm just going to take a bit more of that bone out. That's another little bit there. And then also we can do the same as what we've done with that bit. You can see it sections off into the 3rd muscle and 2nd and 3rd muscle. So we've got 3 parts, 1, 2, 3, and a shank as well. And you'll probably see all these like silvery bits. You see all this silvery? We don't want any of this. This is all sinew. So what we're going to do is just get the knife under it and then just cut it away. What I mean by that is you put the knife through and just slight angle, very, very slight angle upwards, and it pulls it away from it. If you have the knife angling downwards, you'll be going into the meat and taking some of the meat with the sinew. So just angling it up slightly, like so. So this is the bits that we don't want. These bits here, we don't want all this. This is all tough sinew, makes the meat all shrink, and we don't want that. I'm going to take any excess fat off that I don't need as well. You can leave some of the fat on, you don't have to take it all off, because that will melt in the cooking, depending on how you're cooking it. If you decide to pan roast it, or if you braise it, then I'll leave a little bit of fat on there as well. So just gonna trim around, take some of that off. There we go. I can definitely smell the sticky toffee going in the oven now. Okay, so that's one bit trimmed up. Take that bit off there. So see, it's looking a bit cleaner now, guys. See the meat's looking a bit cleaner. Not as much sinew on there. There's a little bit here. Just take that little bit there. And a bit there. Throw for a bit of diced lamb there. Take that bit off. A bit of diced lamb. Use that in a curry. And I'm going to take some square portions off of this. So there's one, and there's 2. And this I'm going to use for a bit of diced meat as well. A bit more sinew, take that off. Got some diced lamb there. Okay, you see I've still got 2 square cuts here which I could use as a pan roasted lamb and just like cook it to medium and then slice it up and put it with a bit of salsa verde. So I'm going to make some more of those out of some of the other joints as well. We're not going to waste any of this. You just take some of the fat off. And what the reason I buy all these whole joints of meat is because it's so much cheaper to buy it like this and then do it yourself and just freeze it down what you want at home, and then you can just have a little dig through, what do I fancy, take it out in the morning, and then you come home, you've got a bit of meat that you can use straight away. It's so much cheaper than going down the supermarket and just charge you extortionate prices for some of the meat. So make some more square cuts here. And take some of the sinew off again. There we go. Another square cut. And another one here, and a bit of diced that I can add to my diced lamb pile for the curry. Another square cut. So I've already got 4 portions, and I've still got another whole joint here, a part of the muscle, and still all this here as well. So I'll probably get another 3 portions out of this one. So there's one, nice meaty one, that one, nice big one. And just gonna trim that bit off there, don't need that bit. Who? I look so serious. Oh, that's good. That's my concentration face, Kerry. My game face. So here is fingers. Maybe. Can't promise. Can't promise nothing. I'm just going to dice this bit up as well. I'm a bit more serious because I'm not as comfortable in butchery as what I am in the rest of cooking. But I can still, like I said, I can still do it. But we all have our strengths and weaknesses. Agnes is an amazing pastry chef. So, here we go. And I'm going to dice, actually, hold on. Yeah, I'll probably take one more square cut off of there. And then I've got a bit more diced lamb to go in the curry. And then we've still got this bit as well. So, I've done a lot of this back last year. I've done tons and tons of legs of lamb. Yeah. Why? For some reason, my oven has gone up too high. So my sticky toffee's getting there now. So just letting that cook away. And another square cut there as well. Just like so. And now we are going to take another piece off just here. So we are done. Trim a little bit off here. Another square cut. And I'm going to dice this last bit up for the curry. Just like so. So that's the lamb done. So that's all our trimmings just here. And then we've got diced lamb. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got 9 pieces of lamb off that plus a shank. So lots and lots of dinners there from that one leg of lamb. Okay. So, first bit done. I'll put that aside. Next, I'm just going to wash my knife and we can do some chicken. Actually guys, I said I'm going to do chicken. Actually, I'm going to do the fillet actually first. Let me get this out of the bag. So this is a whole fillet I got today. They're doing a really good deal down the road. It was, for this whole fillet, it was £30, so I can get so many dishes off of this. Just take some of the blood off. There we go. Straight on there. And get rid of this bit. Alright, just have a little check on my sponge. It's getting there guys, nearly just check on the timer, see how long we got. Hey Google, how much time left?
15 minutes and 54 seconds to go.
So 15 minutes to go. So we've got the fillet here now. The fatter end down here, that's called the Chateaubriand. And what I want to do is just, you can have that in a lot of fine dining restaurants. They use that part as the like a sharing piece, and they roast it off whole like that, and they cook it to say medium rare, medium, and then they'll carve it at the table like on a sharing board between two. On the back here we've got something called the chain. It's just all the way down the side of the fillet. Not really many uses you can do for that apart from stock or mince. I haven't got a mincer, so I won't be able to mince that unfortunately, but I might keep it in the freezer and make a nice, it helps me bring a bit more umami flavour from a sauce that I might want to make, or a stew, so I might chuck it in and get some extra flavour. And the same like the lamb, you see we've got this silverish sinew. We want to take all this off gently, so just angling the knife upwards again and just taking this off all the way down, just like so. Down, take that off and turn it around just to make it a bit easier to go the other way as well. I'd say knife skills is probably one of the most important things of cooking, is, so you can learn how to get minimal wastage when you're preparing food. Just go in here as well, trim this back, and this bit here as well. And the thinnest end down here is called the filet mignon. And that is normally used like in steak sandwiches and things like that. So I'll just trim that bit off, and that can be like, we'll do a steak sandwich one day, or we can make stroganoff from it as well. I'm going to take a couple of, I'm going to cut this in half, about here. A little piece like this. What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to roll that in some cling film, and I'm going to freeze it like that. And then what I'm going to do one day is I'll make a Wellington from this piece. So we've got stroganoff bits, we've got a Wellington bit, and then we're going to make some steaks. So I'll probably do about 7-ounce steaks. It's about that so big. So nice fillet steak like that. It's a lovely bit of marbling. So with these nice lines inside, it's like fat lines. That's called marbling. If you've got these lines in there, it helps to flavour and tenderise the meat when cooking. Just show you another one. There we go. You can see those lines. So that's not sinew. That's all lovely fat in there. And then we're going to do another one. So we've got 4 steaks out of this. Trim this little bit of sinew off down here. Just a trim off at the end. That can go with the little trimmings can go with the stroganoff bits. So 4 fillet steaks we've got there now. 1, 2, 3, 4. That bit for a Wellington, probably feed 2 or 3 people. And then I'm going to strip these bits up here, like that. And that's going to be for a stroganoff one day. We'll do it in one of our lives. Nice mushroom and beef stroganoff. And this bit, the Chateaubriand, I'm not going to do a sharing 1 for 2 on this one. I'll probably just cut a couple more steaks off of it. But there's a lot more sinew at this end, so I've just got to do a bit of digging around and just trimming. Make sure it's a bit more neater. And we don't want all these chewy bits on there, so we're just going to trim them off nicely. Like so. So we've got a bit here for the stroganoff. And then another bit here for another steak. I've got 5 steaks now. A bit more sinew, take that off. Like so. And probably get 1 more steak here. So So I've got 6 steaks, a nice amount of shredded beef as well, and a nice amount for a Wellington. Guys, you guys have been asking over some of my lives for a Wellington, and your dream will come true to see one day when I decide that I have enough time to actually make it on this live for you. So it'll be a lot longer video. But there's all the dice, all the cuts. So that's the bit for the Wellington that I've kept, and then we've got 6 steaks on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the shredded bits for a nice stroganoff. So all been trimmed, all nice and clean now. So that's all done. So wash my hands again. In the meantime, we're going to do these. Oh, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got a couple of chickens to do now. So if you've been on a couple of my lives, you've probably seen me do chicken before. But I'm going to, for any of you guys that have never been on my lives, I'll show you how I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to wipe my board down with some anti-bac. Give that a good wipe. And also going to anti-bac my knife as well and wash it. Wow, 87 of you guys in there, lovely. So, leave the easiest till last. So we've got a couple of chickens here from a butcher. It's a great butcher in town. So he's kindly gave me a couple here. So, I'll show you what's going on with this beast here. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the wings off first. Every part of this bird has got joints that we can cut straight through. And I'll show you how to joint this bird into different cuts. So you've got your legs, your drumsticks, so you've got your thighs, your drumsticks, your wings and your breast. So what we're going to start off with is there's a joint here, just here. I don't know if you can see, that way's probably easier, just here. Cut straight through there like that, so you get one wing. Same the other side as well. Just like that, you've got 2 wings. And then between the legs there's this little bit of saggy skin between the legs here. We're just going to put a little incision like that, either side, so you can just opens up the skin there, like that. And then we're going to turn it upside down, and there's 2 little lumps here on the back here. You put your thumbs on it, and what we're going to do is just pull the legs back until you hear them click, just like that, and it dislocates the legs. What that does is it dislocates it around. It dislocates them so we can get the knife way around to take the legs off properly. So going to bring the knife round, and there's a little bit of lump around here. We just take the knife around the lump, and then just take the leg off, just like so. So that's your leg. And what we're going to do in a minute is just in here, there's a line that runs across between the drumstick and the thigh. We cut through that white line, and that's where the joints are to separate these 2 cuts of meat. So just there we go. So we've got 1 thigh, 1 drumstick, and we're going to do the same the other side on the chicken as well. And put these bits down here. So we're just going to go around and down. And then go through that white line that I told you about. Just find it. If you can't find a white line, just use your finger to find where the joint is. You can normally figure it out and then put your knife through. So we've got two thighs and also 2 drumsticks. And just take some of this excess skin off of here. Don't want that. And now we're going to there's a wishbone in the back. You've probably heard of the wishbone on the chicken. What we need to do is expose it first. So we just need to scrape either side in the cavity at the back. Either side, just scrape away some of the meat, and it exposes the wishbone. And just put the fingers in there just to sort of find the wishbones around the side. Probably won't come out whole. Most of the time it doesn't. Just take it out. And we want to take that bit out because what we do is when we take the breast off, it will allow us to get the knife all the way down and take all the meat off of the breast. So there we go. Take that last bit of wishbone out. There's another bit there. And then just put the skin back on nicely. There's a breastbone that runs all the way down the centre, so all the way down here. What we want to do is just go slightly either side of that. So we're going to run the knife either side, just gently. Let the knife do the work if you've got a nice sharp knife. Always make sure you've got a nice sharp knife when doing this, guys. It makes it a lot easier to do. And we're just going to run all the way down, following it all the way down. And then there's a joint at the bottom where the wings are. And there's one breast off. And also on the other side as well. Just like so. Right. And where's the joint for this one? There it is. Go take it out there. So I couldn't find the joint on that one, but I had to stop and look for it. There we go, he's off now. There you go, there's another breast off. And we just spread the skin back over, make it look a bit more pretty. So another breast there as well. So we've got the carcass here as well. I'm not going to throw that away. I'm going to use that probably for a chicken noodle soup that Agnes likes to make sometimes, and that's the same with the wings as well. We like to put those in there. There's a lot of flavour for a chicken stock. And do a bit of plucking as well. There we go. Take that feather off. So that's exactly how you take a chicken apart, guys. Yeah. And what we're going to do is the other chicken. We're probably going to make a nice roast chicken dinner one day. So I'm probably going to keep this one whole. And we'll make a nice roast dinner on the live one day as well. Do you think you could do a beef stroganoff one time on the... Of course I can, Pink. It's definitely in the thoughts of doing it. I'm just going to check my sticky toffee as well, guys. But first of all, I'll just wash my hands because I've got chicken all over it. White chopping board? Yeah, of course. Sorry guys, just giving my hands a really good scrub. Don't want to do any cross-contamination. Right. Get rid of this cloth, that's my... Sorry? Oh, you're very welcome, Ray. Thank you. Thank you. 115 of you in here, amazing guys. So, if you have only just come in, so we've butchered a chicken, we've got a couple of breasts and legs and thighs on there. We've also butchered a fillet of steak, fillet tenderloin, whole one. Got some like shredded, got some steaks, we've got a nice piece, centrepiece here for a Wellington. So that's all been done, and we've done the lamb as well. But first of all, I've got to check my sticky toffee pudding, which is getting there now. I'm going to leave that just until the alarm goes off on Google, but you know what, it could go off any second now. So I'm going to pop this beast in the freezer for another day. And my butcher has been very kind. He actually gave me some chicken livers earlier because I buy so much from him for work. I actually recommended him to my workplace. He gives me little freebies, which is a bonus. So it's like a bit of you scratch my back, I scratch yours. So he's given us some sausages before and gives us trade price on meat as well, which is lovely. So he looks after us as well as the business. Right, a nice bit of a wipe down, just like so. And I'm going to get a whiteboard out, this sticky toffee, just like that. And we're going to flip it out once it's been done. And get this out the way. And the guys, the sticky toffee sauce is lovely now as well. Here it is. Looks lovely, lovely and glossy. So that's all done. And if you've only just come onto the live now, all the recipes for this live are on my story. So just click on my story on the circle, where my picture is, my profile picture, and just click through a couple of times and you'll see some of the recipes, exact recipes that I've used tonight. So, I'm going to have a little listen on Google and the timer. Hey Google, how much time left?
46 seconds left.
46 seconds left, that ain't bad, is it? I'm going to turn that off. Hey Google, stop timer.
Alright, I cancelled it.
In the meantime, I'll get a couple of bowls ready so you guys can see. I'll do it in this bowl, I think. Nice white bowl tonight. So you'll be able to see everything that's going on. What am I making? Mia, I've just made sticky toffee pudding. I will post it up on my YouTube channel later. So you know, it doesn't matter that if you missed it, you can still carry on watching from here and see the results in a minute. So sticky toffee pudding is just about to come out of the oven. All done. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to flip this one out like that. Normally in the kitchens we'd leave this for a while, but it's alive and I've got to show you guys. I don't want you to wait for hours. I'd normally let it cool down for a while and let it set up. But look at that, lovely. It is dark, but that's nothing wrong with that. That's just because we used really dark brown sugar, so it looks darker on the camera than it actually is. There we are. And what we're going to do is just edge it around the outside. So I'll get rid of this paper quickly. And get a knife out. So what we're going to do, we always normally edge this. So guys, that's what it looks like inside. Look. Lovely and sticky, lovely and moist. And I'll take a portion off there. So I think the guys at work are going to be really happy with this tomorrow. We're going to take a load in. There's a lot of us that works there in the winery. So I'm going to take a really nice big bit here for Agnes, because I know she loves the centre bit of the sticky toffee pudding. So that's what it's looking like, guys. Look at that. And then what we're going to do now is just get some of this toffee sauce. It's still warm. There we go. And then what we got, I'm going to put some water in the jug. Got an ice cream scoop, and I bought some ice cream earlier, just to finish it off with. So there's nothing fancy on this dessert. It's a real old school dessert. It is what it is. It doesn't need anything doing to it. Just going to put a lovely scoop of ice cream on it, just like so. On top. I mean, what else do you need on that, guys? Sticky toffee pudding, nice butterscotch sauce, a little bit of salt in there as well, just to make it a little bit less sweet. Do you use milk? Do you use milk in your ant? What do you mean by that, Mia? I don't quite understand what you're trying to say. Do I use milk in the sponge? No, there's no milk in the sponge. The recipe's all on my story, so Mia, if you've missed out, go onto my story, click on my profile picture, and you'll see all of the recipe. So I'm just going to take that through to Agnes really, really quickly. Let her do the taste test. And then I'll do another portion up. I've got a nice big bowl here, that'll do. There we go. Nice big portion there as well. A bit more toffee sauce. Just like so. And a nice scoop of ice cream for me. Thank you, Marianne. And just like that. Done. All done, guys. All done. How long did that take me tonight? Was I late or was I on time? Hey, hopefully it's within the hour like normal. Thanks, Pink. Hopefully. So, guys, look, you can do exactly what I've done tonight, just by getting the recipe on my story. Write it all down. If you've got any questions again of how we done it, you can go back onto this exact live. And you'll find it on YouTube as Chef-Ant on my YouTube channel. So I'll upload it later. So if you missed the beginning, you won't. How long do you put it in the oven? So this was 170 degrees in the oven for about 45 minutes. When you touch the sponge, it should bounce back at you. It shouldn't be, it should give you a little bit of a bounce back on it. So that's when you know it's done. You're drooling. Do you want me to show you again? Put the ice cream back. There we go, guys. If you missed again, there we go. You can just see the look, the ice cream's just starting to slightly melt now as well. I'm gonna have a little taste because I haven't eaten sticky toffee pudding, God, for about 4 or 5 years. So I've got to see if the proof is in the pudding. Oh. Yes. And Agnes is eating it now as well, look. Guys, definitely write down this recipe. It is spot on. So good. So good. It's a cheap dessert to make. You get, as you can see, you get a lot of portions out of what I've just done. A lot. And the great thing about this dessert, it's very easily freezable. You just cut them into those square portions, you wrap them up in cling film and just pop them in the freezer. Really easy to store, and they'll last about 3 or 4 months in there, no problem at all. You just take them out in the morning, they'll be ready in the evening, and you just whack them in the microwave with some of your butterscotch sauce, which you could also just knock it up on the day because it doesn't actually take that long to make, and it's so simple to make. And then you've got a dessert all the time in the freezer. You don't have to keep going out and buying all these desserts, so you've always got it sitting there. Same with chocolate brownie. I mean, that's also a great one to freeze, and you can have it there as well. Oh, really good. So guys, if you haven't followed me before, hit the follow button. Come and see what we're doing next time. This Friday we're doing another live, and guys, I'm going to give you a quick vote because I didn't start the poll. There's a poll at the bottom. Vote what you want to see on the next live on Friday. So vote now. Vote really quick. Tell me what you want to see. I'll give you a couple of minutes, and we're just going to really hit out. And is it going to be chili con carne, or are we going to make a pork ragu with pasta? Let me know. I'm going to have some more of this. So good. So good. Can't believe I haven't eaten this dessert for such a long time. It's amazing. Really good. Nice bit of vanilla ice cream. So good. And what I'm going to do while I'm waiting for you on those voting, I'm just going to portion up a few more bits for the guys at work. Take the trimming off like that. So I've got 1, 2. So out of that recipe, with nice big portions, there's 20 portions there. Just out of that. 20 portions of sticky toffee pudding. Just like that. There we go. Look. So there's 18 there now, and we've eaten 2. 16 so there's 18 there. So 20 portions, guys. So many portions you get out of that. So remember, don't forget to write down that recipe. It will definitely be a crowd pleaser, especially for. Stop it! Stop it, Kerry!
Stop it.
So good. Right. Let's have a look at that poll, see if you guys voted. Oh, guys, it's 50-50 on the poll. 50-50. It's 50-50. Who's going to make the decision on what we're doing? It only takes one person to make that different. It only takes one. If you haven't voted already, what am I going to do on the poll, guys? What am I making on Friday? It's 50-50. Let's have a look. Oh, it's chili con carne, guys. So, this Friday, I'm going to stop that now. This Friday, guys, we're going to make chili con carne. Probably do it with rice. Might get some nachos in, do some cheese on it as well. And yeah, I'm going to smash that one out. And yeah, I like for chili. Oh, if it's done properly. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you get off now. And I've got some cleaning up to do. I've been doing butchery as well as sweets. Kitchen's a bit of a mess. But we're going to get over to Robin John's live now and watch him singing away as he does his best. Such an amazing guy. If you've never watched him before, Robin John, go and catch up with him, follow him. He's an amazing singer and actually deserves all the following that he gets. So I'll catch you on Friday. And thank you, Marlon. Thank you so much for staying with me again on this one. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And thank you for all the gifts that you've gifted. That all goes back into all of what we do, helping us in supply with some of the ingredients to show you lovely people what we're up to, and creating lovely dishes for you. And yeah, guys, if you've got any questions, just feel free to get hold of me anytime on my messaging. Have a great night and see you on Friday at 6 o'clock. Take care. See you later.